Temporarily from the White Mountains in the Shire, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Saturday, June 24th, 2017. Silver is trading at $16.72 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,257 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 1.7 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $2,709. Antiwar.com reports the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights has issued a report covering the civilian death toll of U.S.-led coalition airstrikes in Syria over the past month from May 23rd to June 23rd, reporting at least 472 civilians, the largest in any 30-day period since the U.S. started bombing Syria in 2014. The attacks covered 2 provinces in Syria, with 222 civilians killed in Deir ez-Zor and the other 250 civilians killed in the Raqqa province. Strikes against the area immediately surrounding Raqqa were nominally done in support of the Kurdish YPG's advance on the Islamic State's capital, the city of Raqqa. In Deir ez-Zor, much of the civilian death toll in the airstrikes against buildings in the city of Mayadin, where a huge number of civilian relatives of the Islamic State fighters were said to be killed, many of them young children. Over the 2 provinces, the Syrian Observatory counted 137 children killed in U.S.-led attacks. These are just the figures from the reckoning of the Syrian Observatory, but they're roughly in line with the figures from other NGOs like Air Wars. The Pentagon's own official toll from that period likely will not come for a few months, though Pentagon figures usually ignore at least 90% of the dead civilians. Even acknowledging 10% of the NGO's toll, however, would be the worst month by their reckoning as well, reflecting how much worse the civilian toll is getting.
You can support FPP Radio by shopping online. Whether you're looking for precious metals, bitcoins, or books, you'll find that and more at shop.fppradio.com. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates, like Namecheap and Amazon, at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. Or you can shop directly from FPP with Bitcoin in the Bitcoin store. That's shop.fppradio.com.
UPI reports a former Mexican legislator linked to drug cartel leader Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was charged with cocaine trafficking in a San Diego court. Lucero Guadalupe Sanchez Lopez was detained as she attempted to cross the U.S.-Mexico border on Wednesday and charged on Thursday with conspiracy to distribute cocaine. Prosecutors said wiretaps from 2013 and 2014 indicate she communicated with drug cartel operatives about drug money. They also demonstrated that she was present when Guzman notoriously escaped arrest in 2014 by running through the sewers in Sinaloa State after he left his prison through a tunnel dug under his bathroom. Sanchez Lopez was a legislator in Sinaloa. Her lawyer, Francisco Verduga, said Sanchez Lopez arrived in the United States to seek asylum and was unaware she was the focus of a U.S. investigation. Verdugo said if she had known, she wouldn't have gone there. El Chapo Guzman was arrested and extradited to New York City, where he awaits a trial. He was indicted for allegedly leading a continuing criminal enterprise. Magistrate Judge Barbara Major ordered Sanchez Lopez held without bail because she is regarded as a flight risk.
For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
Reuters reports for the second time a mistrial was declared in the murder trial of a former University of Cincinnati police officer who fatally shot a motorist during a traffic stop. A body camera worn by Officer Ray Tensing showed him shoot Samuel Dubose in the head after stopping him for a missing front license plate on his car in July 2015. Officer Tensing was charged with murder and voluntary manslaughter in a retrial of the case. A mistrial was declared last November after jurors could not agree on a verdict. Tensing has said in both trials that he feared for his life during the traffic stop. The shooting of Dubose added to the debate in the United States over the use of excessive force by police, especially against minorities. The mistrial was called 1 week after a police officer in Minnesota was acquitted of killing a motorist and 2 days after a former Milwaukee cop was found not guilty of a reckless homicide in the fatal shooting of a man during a foot chase. Friday's mistrial came after more than 30 hours of deliberations, which started on Monday. Samuel's mother, Aubrey Dubose, demanded a retrial immediately after the mistrial was declared and called for peaceful protest of what she called an unjust result. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.